about a week ago, I was on Etsy again, and I saw this Santa knotter, and it goes on a spring, and I have lots of rusty springs, and I thought it was real cute. The only thing is the pattern was a little high. I personally think it was $10 for the pattern. But I liked it well enough that I paid for it. I kind of looked around on the, you know, for other things similar, and there wasn't anything this cute. So I went ahead and bought it. So I'm going to make it. And I've already cut my pieces of my pattern out. And drew them onto, this is some, just some muslin that I have coffee dyed. And she said to cut six of these. So, and this is doubled, so 2, 4, 6. There's 6 of them, and I only need 1 of that, and that's the nose. And then for the hat, you're supposed to cut, get this paper here, you're supposed to have it on the fold, and you make it 5.5, 5.5 inches wide, and 12 inches long. So that's what I did. I put this on the fold, measured 5.5 and 12. And all you'll have to do there is just, I'll have to turn it back, you know, like that. I'll have to turn it inside out like that and make a seam up there. I think that's what I have to do. And it's just supposed to be a tube. And then on these here, do the same thing. Do the same thing I've always done on this type of head. Is I'll take the 2 of them and I'll run along the line. I'll sew right on the line. And then I'll pull another one over and put it here and connect them and sew on the line till it's all connected. Now she says to sew on the line on this one, sew on the line on this one, sew on the line on this one, and then start putting them one by one, you know, each group together. I don't know if it makes any difference. Because I just sew one, pick one up, sew another one until they're all sewed together. And then on the very last one, you leave an opening. You leave an opening so that you can stuff the head, and you stuff the head pretty tight. So I'm going to take this to my sewing machine, and I have shown me doing this totally, the whole thing like this before in another video. If I can find it, I'll link it down below, because I'm not going to show sewing this again when I've done. It's kind of repetitive on what I do. So I'm going to take this to the sewing machine and sew all these up. Well, I have this sewn up and sealed it right there. Doesn't look real good, but it doesn't matter because it's either going to be on the top and covered by the hat or on the bottom covered by the beard. And you know what? I don't have any. What'd she say to use for the beard? Chanel trim. I don't have any. So I'm probably going to try to use, I have plenty of muslin, but now that I have I guess I'd use the same thing for the beard, because all I have is either this or the lighter color that I haven't coffee dyed. Well, I'm not there yet. I'm just about there, but I'll worry about that here in a minute. Right now, whoops, I'm doing the nose, and I'm just going to go all the way around, just doing a running stitch all the way around, and when I get to the end, I'll pull it, but I'll leave it open enough to stuff it with some fiber fill. Once I get it as stuffed as I want it, I'll pull it real tight and seal it off. Okay, I have done what she said to pin the hat on. And then she wants you to see where you're going to put your eyes. And it said 3mm. That's not, that'd be way small. And that does not even look like the picture. So I don't know. As you can see, those eyes are decent sized. Because my smallest one is this small. That's way smaller. And that is a 4.8mm. So that's that's even bigger than what a 3mm. I mean, yeah. So the one I have that I'm using, I think I'm going to use, is a 8.3mm. So I don't know if I'm doing it wrong or what. Anyways, I'm supposed to see where I want the eyes. I'm going to have a little hair hanging down. So, where's my nose? Because I kind of want it there, probably about right there. And I would say the eyes, they're close together. That's going to be a guesstimate. Because I want them close together. I think that would get them close together. Take the nose down. Yeah, that would have them close together. So now you want to mark where your eyebrows are going to be. I think like that. I'm not sure. Or maybe this is pen that will, with heat, goes away. Let me see something. I want to cover where the eyes are. Okay, start all over. And then eye there, and the nose about right there. Okay, so now I'll turn my heat gun on, or my glue gun. I'm going to have to heat that up. And I'm going to put the eyes on and then kind of make sure that's where I want my eyebrows. And I'll get some black floss and come down through the middle of the head. I'll remove this, come down through the middle of the head, and do my eyebrows. I'm going to heat this up, let that get hot. I've got to figure out what I'm going to do for the... Oh, and I got to put the cheeks on. And I got to figure out what I'm going to do for the beard and the hair. Now, I need something for hair. And I thought I had like some heavy, like yarn, the really thick yarn. If I did, I can't find it. So I'm going to take some Mod Podge. I should have just used glue. I don't know if that's going to be enough. Well, you know what? I'm not wasting my Mod Podge. This is running here, so I'll just use it. It's that Jot glue. Oops. Holy moly. It needed... Oh my goodness. Some of it was clear and then gluish. Okay, I don't know. Let's see if that worked. Well, I think this glue's had it. Oh. Gotta tune in and see if I'm going to mess up. I need something to stir with. Preferably not my hands. Boy. It needs water. Man, I got too much. That I think it's fine. That Jot glue is kind of gelled. It's that Dollar Tree glue. I bought that once. That's it. And I bought it again. Okay, what I've done is I've tore up some strips of muslin that I had coffee dyed. And I want something crinkly. I'm going to try it. I'm just going to try it. Okay. Better get me a paper towel before I start in. And some gloves. Now, this is going to be messy. And I don't even know if it's going to work. But I need something for hair. So I'm going to try it. Okay. Here's the muslin that I have. I'm going to squeeze it out really good. Need to get away from my doll head. Okay, I have that saturated. I'm just going to set it aside for a minute and do some more. Well, I'm going to end up with it all in there. I should have... Tell me I have more here. Yes. I'm going to pull this one piece out. Because I don't want to do a whole lot at one time. Because I need to squeeze the excess out. I don't know what I'm doing. Give it a shot. It's the only way I could come up with thinking I have to get something crinkly. Is somebody knocking, or is that a chicken out there? I'll bet that's chickens. I don't see anybody out there. Okay. Just making sure it's all saturated. Now I'll do the rest of it. Okay, that is all saturated. Okay, set that aside, and I'm going to get another pair of gloves because I do not want to put any more on that. Oh, there's a little piece. Oh, well, I am not going to worry about it. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll get another pair of gloves that aren't quite so saturated. Well, they won't be to start with. And I'm going to kind of separate this stuff and crinkle it. And I think I'm going to put it in the oven at about 170. I've got to get another pair of gloves. Okay, I'm just taking it and kind of... Not that this is right, but I wanted it crinkled. Actually, it probably doesn't all need to be pulled apart. Well, yeah, it really does. Because you'll have it all stuck together. And I hope I have enough done. Just wanting it crinkled up. That's another piece. And I tried to get all the strings off from it when I cut it and tore it. And now I'm going to have strings on me. Squish it up. Okay, I'm just going to finish this up, and then I got my oven on at 170, and I'm going to put it in there just so it will speed up the process a little bit, and then I'll look at it about every 10 minutes. Okay, I've just snipped the little ends off of the eyes and made a little hole with this and stuck it down in there with hot glue. It didn't go very far. Anyways, now I'm pulling the hat back. And I was going to use my crochet thread in black because it was in here. And I went looking for my doll needle. It was in my sewing kit, and it already has some embroidery thread or the floss on it. So I'm going to use that. Run this down through the top of the head. You know I'm going to poke myself up just a little bit more. Well, I had it, and I'll let it go. There. Okay, I'm going to leave that about right there so I can hang on to it. And then I'm going to go down there. I got that a little close to the eye, so I'm going to come up a little bit with it. About like, ow, that. Don't want that to come off my needle. And then come up probably about right. Let's see, about right in there. And then I'm going to come back out the top of the head because I don't need it for anything else. Okay, that looks all right. Just going to take my heat gun and get the red off. And then I'll take and clip this off. Now, next time I want to use it again, I'll still have some. And I don't have to do this, but the thread's there. I'll just give it a knot and trim it. Now I'm waiting on my hair to dry, or it's in the oven. when his hat comes back on, and he has some hair. That'll look about right. Now his nose. And then I'll do his cheeks. Okay, I went and got my blush out, and I'm going to do his nose and his cheeks. Ooh, that's pretty bright. And his cheeks. Okay, it's all really done except for, well, I need to get, I've got the brim out, or the, what do you call the, let me grab it. It's what I used on my, what was it, my mitten ornament for the top of it. So I need to cut, I think she said a 12-inch piece, and it was supposed to be 2 inches wide. So I'm going to cut a piece of this off the size I need, because that'll be what I'm going to go around the hat with. But now on here, hers is white, bright white, up against the rest of it. So I don't know. I don't know about that. I might get my little coffee sprayer and spray a little coffee on it and rub it in after I cut it. Okay, I went ahead and cut the, I made it, she said 12 inches, I made it 13 to make sure I had enough room. 2 inches wide, and I do have my coffee here, and I'm going to just give it some of that so it's not bright white. It'll lighten up. And I'm going to set this aside and let it dry. All this has to be done before I can start putting it together. Well, this is all dry now, and it's crinkled. It is crinkled. And I took the white strip, and I went ahead and cut mine. She said 12. I went ahead and cut mine 13 inches. And I'm glad I did, because it just meets back there. And then you cut it, it's 2 inches wide. I cut mine 13 inches and 2 inches wide, and then you just fold this side to the middle and this side to the middle. And it makes the cuff for the hat. But before I put the hat on, it has to have hair. And I'm hoping this works. I had one pulled apart. Where is it? I know I did. This must be it. It catches to that. I'm going to move this out of my way. Surely I have enough of it. Okay. I need to set that up where I can kind of see it. I do have some stuffing down in the hat. I think I need to glue this on, though, because I've got it where I want it. I'm going to go on around and glue his hat on. Because I did have it pinned, as you can see. This is the very end of it. Okay, I have it glued on. And now for the hair. I just need little pieces. Let's see the picture. Probably start it about like that and then pull it down a little more. Okay. It's got that crinkly texture. That's what I wanted. That's a little long. Not going to take a whole that much on the bangs. It's about 1 inch right there. That might have been too short. Ouch. I think it might work. Okay, when I fold it, I'm in half. Let the darker side out. I'm kind of pulling it like that instead of putting it straight down. I don't know if that's right or not, but that's what I'm doing. Let's see how that's going to look. Okay. Got to scoot that over, scrunch some in there. Kind of open that up and scrunch it this way. It's not going to look exactly like hers, but I think it'll be cute because it was already cute without the hair on it. I could have said, it's a snowman with a hat. Probably need just a little bit longer piece. This one had the long piece too. Probably make them about like that. A couple more of those. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make a couple more down right here. Go halfway back. I'm going to do the same thing over here. And then I'm going to start down under his nose. Okay, I'm just going to keep gluing this on. And maybe filling in spots that I don't think looks right. But I think after I get it all done, it's gonna have the look I wanted. Because I wanted it crinkly looking. And I didn't have any of that stuff, and it's the only thing I come up with. Okay, I just went and started cutting off pieces and tucking under his nose. And then I went up underneath here and tucked this longer piece. And I'm going to go up over here and tuck a longer piece. And then I'll just start filling in where it needs it. Like, it's going to need something down underneath here. And I think I'm just going to go on around, take it on around on the back. I'm just going to hold that there. And then I'm going to put a piece right in here and right in here to bring it down. And then I'm going to fill in some underneath here. And then I'm going to come on around with it, so when it's on the spring and you see the back, it won't look bad. Well, I finally got it, I think, finished. I went all the way around, covered the back end, and up there, I don't know how I'm going to do the hat. I've just started messing with it, but I need to go ahead and get this on there where it goes. So I want it to come down about right there. Then I'm going to go on around gluing it. That hair's crinkly. I wanted crinkly. I got crinkly. Yeah, I'll go on around with that, and then I'll start working on a few little embellishments. Okay, before I start decorating or anything, I'm going to go ahead and put him on my spring, and I've just kind of twisted it around and made sure I wanted the head a certain way. It'll kind of lean that way, but I've got to make sure I get it in the center. So, is this ready to go? Yeah. This is kind of cold. It'll dry fast. So, I'm going to just hot glue it on. And then if I don't think it's going to stay, then I'll turn it upside down and do some stitching around it. No, I need plenty on there. Okay, I'm going to take it, and I'm going to move the hair. And I want to make sure I have it in the center. And I'm going to hold that right there until it is cool. And then I'll start decorating it. Okay, I've also decided I'm going to coat, turn it, I've got it upside down, and I'm going to go around all that. I think that will help. I think that will stay for sure. That hair is stiff. Okay, I'm just gluing, cutting off some little pieces and snippets of different things and gluing them together. I don't know if it's going to work or I'm going to like it. It'll work. Let's see. I need that scooted in some. That one probably right in there. Okay, I'll let that dry, and then I'll probably put some berries, pine cones, stars, or bells, or something in the center. Something in the center. Okay, I'm going to let that cool down and get out some more things. It's not going to be a lot, so not a lot you can do.